everyone, Ryan here, we're M&R Productions, and today we're taking a look at a oldie, not so much a goodie, I would say. It definitely hasn't aged very well. It's the 2002 Jedi Duel set, given set number 7103, with two minifigs, Yoda and Count Dooku, both of which, like I said, did not age very well. It has 81 pieces, and when released in 2002, retailed for just $10 in the US. That, adjusted for inflation, is about 15 bucks, and you can expect to pay north of $50 nowadays if you want this set sealed in box. You could also at the time find the set in this 2-pack. I thought it would be cool to show off here just because I happen to have it in hand. We have the Jedi Duel with the Tusken Raider encounter, so you can get a bunch of characters, and look, all this for 20 bucks was probably a pretty good deal, so nothing special about the packaging. You just got two sets for one, which was pretty interesting for the time. But this set obviously based off episode 2, Attack of the Clones, which was neat. You have some instructions included for main model text on the top, which is not something you see nowadays because they don't really show alternative models. Side box art looking beautiful with the two characters included in the set, and these happen to be actual size. And then on the back side, it shows the alternative models, which are pretty neat looking. It's something LEGO used to do a lot more often than they do now, as well as some other sets available with the release of Episode 2, Attack of the Clones there, with the Bounty Hunter Pursuit, Tusken Raider, Encounter, Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter, and the Jango Fett Slave 1, and then a little character shot of Count Dooku. So that's everything on the box. In case you were curious, let's open it up and take a look at what's inside. The box is a thumb tab box, which means all we have to do is push in on this thumb tab here to get it to open up. Maybe get the pieces out of the way. There we go. And if we open this up, we'll have everything inside pop on out. Gotta hate when that happens. So it looks like, first off, instruction manual for a $10 set. Incredibly large. This is something where LEGO has really cut back on over the last 20 years, is downsizing their instruction manuals because it's just economically not smart and environmentally not smart to have them be so large. However, the back of the manual does offer some pretty cool art with the Bounty Hunter Pursuit and the Tusken Raider Encounter there on the right. And then on the next page, more sets from the era, including some sets from like earlier 2000s, like 2001 here, with a bunch of the smaller character packs with little builds. So that's pretty neat. And of course, I love this back ad showing off that very, very like early 2000s computer and desktop setup. Very nice. And so we continue on in. Looks like we have non-numbered bags. There's one bag, another bag, and then it looks like we got Count Dooku's cape in a separate little box. Makes sense. It's not all the adverts. They used to put a lot of adverts in here. We have one for the Lego Club, which doesn't look like it opens very easily. And then this one, which actually came in a lot of sets at the time with a bunch of different themes on it here. 2002. So it's kind of like a little advert with a bunch of the 2002 stuff from different themes. Jackstone. Yikes. Soccer. And more themes on the other side that they were doing at the time. So let's build this up and take a look at the Yoda and Dooku figs. The year is 2002, mind you, so LEGO Star Wars minifigs are still yellow for flesh tone, which is very weird, but I guess it's fine. Like, it's not that... It's kind of cool to have the different segments of history for LEGO Star Wars, so I do appreciate it for that. But it's very inaccurate. Plus, I do find the gray beard to be a little bit off-putting, given how different in tone it is to the gray hair that they've given Count Dooku. This was the first attempt at a Count Dooku minifigure, and it wasn't terrible. They already had decided to give him his own custom lightsaber hilt at this point, which was a great decision. Super happy they had decided to do this because they have stuck with it throughout the years, while most other Jedi minifigures get the regular lightsaber hilt. Not that. This one was done in chrome, of course. Now, they eventually did do away with those because they were performing poorly over time and would chip away and such. I mean, I've had them chip out of the box, like brand new. So they're not the best as far as the quality goes, but like the look of them is incredible. And of course, being a play toy for most people at the time, that would be bad though, having them chip. The torso print is really nice, kind of gets a lot of the iconic features there with like the chain going across his clothing. That looks great. No double-sided face or anything. You're going to have the hard cape piece. There's no soft cape piece at the time in 2002. So solid introduction for Count Dooku and LEGO Star Wars, in my opinion. What may also be surprising to you is that 2002 was the first time we ever got a Lego Yoda minifigure. That's right, it took 3 years for them to make a Lego Yoda minifigure, and I'm not really sure if it was worth the wait. I mean, it looks fine, I suppose, for it being 2002, but the face for this guy is just really, really rough. I mean, obviously, with modern-day prints and everything that they have, the mold isn't bad. It's just, without any printing and any color to it, it just looks completely out of place. It is a nice mold, though. I'll give it credit for that. It does have his chrome and green lightsaber, which is great as well. And it is actually a nice torso print with the short legs that makes sense for having a smaller, shorter Yoda. I just wish there was some color on his face other than sand green. But those are the two figures, and for a $10 set, I think you're getting two great iconic characters, and for 2002, very passable. Modern day, not so much. The set consists of two main builds. On the left, we have Count Dooku's speeder bike, which was later seen in 2009 with Count Dooku's Solar Sailor and 2013 with the Duel on Geonosis sets in massively improved forms, but this was a good start. It was done in sand blue, which is just probably the wrong color choice, but it's just kind of what they went with at the time. Maybe it was based off some pre-production concept art. I don't really know. Now, this set does have a really interesting feature that I found with it as I was building along, and that's that I thought this was going to be the first ever implementation of what was a flick-fire missile-like piece or part. However, it turns out that you just ended up adding a piece onto the end of it, and it wasn't actually a flick-fire missile, although it can function as such if you so choose to use it like one, although I don't know why you would, but it's there, I suppose. You do have a couple shield pieces on the back here. I wish they could angle up and in, but they do only kind of angle straight out the back, and something I actually didn't expect, even though it's like clearly on the front of the box. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it, but it is really nice that they have the printed detail on these back panel bricks for the speeder bike. Just adds a nice solid bit of detail. You have clips on either side of the speeder here, one of which you're going to be able to attach Count Dooku's lightsaber onto for storage, because of course Count Dooku is going to be piloting his speeder bike here, and I feel like I'm going to chip the nice chrome lightsaber there. I'm a little scared. It is nice that his lightsaber can also kind of angle inwards, so that's pretty sweet. You have kind of like pedals here for his feet, although they don't really function as such because his feet are going to be contained on that little 2x2 space, because that's how Lego minifigures work. Now, the cape being the harder cape piece, you're gonna have to like push up and out of the way so that it doesn't get caught up all underneath, but you can sit him down and place his cape underneath, and just like so, you have Count Dooku kind of sailing through the Geonosian desert or whatever with his cape kind of flying behind him, which is relatively accurate. And you do have handlebars for him that he can grab onto if you choose to attach his handlebars. Now, one of the good things you'll see here, and you don't always see this applied when seating Lego minifigures, but having only two studs connect to the four studs on the bottom of the legs is a really smart thing every time. It makes it way easier to take figures out, and it ensures, almost guarantees, that the legs won't get stuck there. Also, really nice grouping of parts here at the front to get the correct angle. Now, this other part of the set is described on Brickopedia as a docking crane, and I just kind of look at it as like a little accessory throwaway piece to the set, but it does have some nice functionality to it, I suppose. You can lift this little piece here, and what that's going to allow it to do is fall over. Basically, it's been knocked over by Count Dooku, like using his force powers or Yoda or whatever, throwing around rocks, and that's kind of the way I always envisioned it with this set every time I looked at it. Now, another neat thing about this is you can actually hold it with this little black ball at the back, and it is a docking crane. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be docking, but you could like have it hold on to like the back end of the speeder or something, or I'm sure you could actually like put something in, kind of like a forklift, but you can actually like move it around. So you can give it some different angles, and it's on a ball joint, so you really get a nice range of movement with this thing. So it is a pretty neat little thing to have. It just doesn't do anything particularly special for me. It's just a nice small bit of scenery from the scene that you're not really going to recognize directly from the movie, but it's just nice to have, I suppose. This set is a classic Lego Star Wars set, especially if you like Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, which may be a bit of a controversial thing to like, but you can like it and enjoy it. And this set doesn't necessarily break the bank to have something really old from Lego Star Wars, especially having a yellow minifigure. It really does look old, which is pretty crazy. Some people watching this video probably weren't even born when they were still doing yellow minifigs for Lego Star Wars, but it does have some nice builds, although they aren't going to be like any, very like cool things to have on display that are just going to really pop out at you. It's just a nice little thing to commemorate a fun little scene in Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, and for that I really like it, and I also have a lot of sentimental value for it. Like, I just remember my friend having one of these and showing me like part of the set because it was mostly broken, but like I always really envied that, and that was in like 3rd grade, so that's like 2007, and I was like, oh man, I hope to one day own this set. Today is that day. Pretty crazy it took me this long to own this set, but I am just incredibly happy to own it. I think there's some sets like that, and this may be one for you, maybe it's something else, but every once in a while, you wouldn't think, but this is one that kind of means a lot to me just because it's something I've always been chasing after and have always envied. Like one of my friends that I used to know that had one, and he moved away after 3rd grade, so I never talked to him again, but that's cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this set in the comments below. If you want to check out more Lego Star Wars set reviews, you can do so on my YouTube channel, and if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can check out more LEGO content, including a lot of LEGO Star Wars stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.